ESPN Staff November 24, 2023, 5:30 p.m. Sick of hearing about Rivalry Week and just waiting for kickoff in Week 13? Too bad. Here's another take on a week that for many will decide whether they make their conference championship game, which in turn has a huge say in whether they eventually make the 4-team college football playoff. Next year, when the playoff expands to 12 teams and conference championship games won't be recognizable to those who aren't aware, the Big Ten stretches coast to coast and the SEC includes Texas and Oklahoma. Many rivalry games just won't have the same meaning, but we'll still watch them. Our writers break down what's at stake and key positions to watch in this year's Rivalry Week games, as well as notable quotes from the week and conference championship game scenarios in Week 13. Week 13. What's at stake in rivalry games? Number 2 Ohio State, 11-0, at number 3 Michigan, 11-0, noon ET, Fox. The stakes. No game during Rivalry Week carries more significance, both regionally and nationally. The winner will claim the Big Ten East Division title and advance to next week's league championship game in Indianapolis, where it will be heavily favored against Iowa. A win there would secure a college football playoff spot. A loss likely would knock Michigan out of the CFP picture, due to strength of schedule, and also could keep Ohio State outside the top 4. Ohio State wins if the defense applies the hard lessons from last season and TreVeyon Henderson takes pressure off of Kyle McCord. Veteran defensive coordinator Jim Knowles has done an outstanding job in year 2, as Ohio State leads the FBS in opponent points per possession and yards per play allowed. "You've got to take accountability," Knowles told me, referring to last year's loss. "If change is warranted, then you change, because it's really all about the players, it's not about me." Henderson has been excellent since returning from injury, rushing for 499 yards and 5 touchdowns in his past 4 games. Michigan wins if the defense limits Henderson and Marvin Harrison Jr., and quarterback J.J. McCarthy makes key downfield throws. Michigan hadn't seen a receiver group as talented as Maryland's and had some struggles last week. Ohio State's wideouts, led by Harrison, are even better. McCarthy hurt the Buckeyes with big pass plays last season. While he isn't asked to throw deep balls often, he must come through in key moments after recording only 2 completions longer than 19 yards over the past 2 games. "They definitely keep a lot more in front of them," McCarthy said of Ohio State. "They try to make you earn it, each and every drive." Adam Rittenberg Number 1 Georgia, 11-0, at Georgia Tech, 6-5, 7:30 p.m. Eastern Time, ABC. The stakes. 2-time defending national champion Georgia might make the CFP as long as it defeats Alabama in the SEC title game, even with a loss against the Yellow Jackets on the road.